What's going on, everyone? I'm the OPJellicent, and we are here for GBA D-League, Season number 4, Week number 2, up against ItzTurbo, coach of the Phoenix Midnights. Definitely looking to be a very exciting game right here. I spent a lot of time prepping, more than I usually would at least, because I really want to pick up a win. We kind of got beat down by CJ last week in week number 1, so really want to try to get a win on the board. And I know Turbo prepped pretty hard for this match too. He did quite a few knocks, but if you do want to see the team that I prepared for this match, I highly recommend you check out the team building video that I uploaded yesterday. I go over my thoughts on the matchup and the 6 Pokemon that I am bringing 1v1, one by one in that. So highly recommend you do that. But looking at the team preview right here, he did bring these sticky webs, which kind of gives me an idea for what his sets might be. I'm really not expecting any sort of choice scarfer, but Mega Aerodactyl still outseeds my entire team except the Virizion, which is Choice Scarf, so definitely a very threatening mon right there. We do have a Webs anti-lead with our Landorus Incarnate, which I definitely do plan on leading, because assuming we can hit our Stone Edges, which is quite a lot to ask for considering it's Stone Edge, we can pretty much prevent the Webs and get up rocks or throw off an extra attack on his side of the field, so that's definitely looking very promising. But other than that, Pyro has a really great matchup right here if we can weaken the Aerodactyl as well as the Azumarill. If it's not AV Azu, it takes quite a bit from Hyper Voice, and our winning condition is Kyurem, which also matches up really well right here. Just got to scout for the same thing, Assault Vest Azumarill and potential Shuka Berry Jirachi. So that's kind of the idea of the matchup right here, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so getting into the match right here, I did decide to go ahead and lead with my Sash Lead Landorus, as I said. It is my primary way of preventing the sticky webs from his side of the field, and preventing webs is definitely a very key factor in winning this match right now. So, assuming we can hit our Stone Edges, we can go ahead and do that. He does reveal to be an Intimidate mon right now, which means we are at -1, so we're not going to be doing as much damage output, but we can go ahead and hit this with a Stone Edge, and thankfully we do hit the first one and bring him down to a Sash, as he is obviously going to go for the sticky webs right here. And that is totally fine. As long as I can hit this next one, which we did see we were faster, we can go ahead and defog on whatever comes out next, because he has no mon that can hit multiple times against my Landorus right here and knock it out. So he goes right here for I go right here for the Stone Edge, knock out the Masquerain, and this is great. He's going to go ahead and bring out his Nidoking right here. I guess maybe he thought that if I wanted to defog, he wanted to try and knock me out. I'm going to go for the defog right here, but he is actually going to find out that I am Sashed right now. I didn't want to go for Earthquake because I am at -1 and I didn't have potential. I did have a potential to not kill him, and he could be Shuka Berry for all I know. So he's going to go ahead and Ice Beam, bring me down to my Focus Sash, just I did get rid of these sticky webs right there, which is absolutely amazing. And right here, I knew he wouldn't want to stay in. Even if he's Shuka Berry, there's no reason to let me break it. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of a play right here and predict him to switch out into the Aerodactyl. We are at -1, so the Stone Edge is not going to do as much as I wanted, but it's still going to bring him down below half, which is Pyro range now, and that really helps out some of my other members of the team. That's also Scarf Virizion range, so I could have predicted him to go for the Ice Fang right here and maybe gone out into my Manaphy, but I figured it was not that big of a deal, as he's going to go right here for the Ice Fang. I would have really had this thing for sack fodder at that point, but Ice Fang is going to be able to come off and knock me out. And the Landorus did exactly what I wanted to, and it did even more than I expected it to anyway, because we got damage off the Aerodactyl too. And now I guess I have to go out here into my Registeel. Kind of a questionable choice, because let me go ahead and explain this right here. I really want to get up my Stealth Rocks to pressure something like the Azumarill as well as the Nidoking. I have no idea what the Nidoking is yet. It could be Sash for all I know, and that's why he tried to bring it out. And maybe he didn't want a Sash to get broken when I attacked it with my Landorus. That's maybe why he switched it out. But I definitely see the value with Stealth Rocks right now. He's just going to go ahead and click Hone Claws right here as I go ahead and get up my rocks. And Hone Claws is kind of an issue. It's really not that big of a deal. I will lose a ton of health on my Registeel, but I know I can take the hit. And if he is offensive, he will knock me out with Iron Head. I mean, I'll be able to knock him out with Iron Head, which is what I'm trying to say. So he's going to go right here for the Earthquake, and we will be able to take this pretty easily right now. And I really thought Iron Head would kill right here, as you guys will see. It will come off, and it will go ahead and put him in range of rocks. It's not going to kill, so kind of unfortunate. I would have loved to have Registeel still around, but he's going to go ahead and go right here for another Earthquake. And the main point right here is this thing is in range of rocks now, which means it cannot switch out and come back in safely, because I believe this was the only hazard control that he brought, so that's definitely very nice. So I kind of forced it out here with my Scarf Virizion. I go out here into Yukino, and we will be able to go ahead and knock this thing out right now. The nice Scarf Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade, as you guys will see here, is definitely a questionable move choice. I should have gone for the Close Combat or Hidden Power Poison to pick this thing off, because he is going to go out into the Azumarill now. And at this point, I realized I was kind of messed up, because let me go ahead and explain my thought process through this play right now. So obviously, there's a very high chance he's Sap Sipper if he brought this thing out. So I really want to stay in a Leaf Blade because on the off chance he's a bluffing Sap Sipper and he's something like Huge Power Choice Band, or he is Belly Drum Huge Power, he definitely pretty much, he doesn't win the game if he's Choice Band, but if he Belly Drums and I switch out and he's Huge Power, he pretty much wins the game at that point. Nothing really takes an Aqua Jet besides my Kyurem and Manaphy, and neither of those Pokemon really do that much damage to this thing. So, while this is definitely a questionable option right here, I decide to go ahead and scout for the Sap Sipper right here and stay in and a Leaf Blade. And the attack boost is not going to go ahead and matter right here because he's obviously going to Belly Drum and get all of his max attack right here. So he's going to go ahead and get up to +6, and he does reveal to be a Citrus Berry right here. So definitely not the ideal scenario, but the thought process was I can definitely pressure this thing and not get swept by Sap Sipper or Azumarill if it's Belly Drum, but if it was Huge Power, I really had nothing to do against it. So I go ahead and switch out here into my Pyroar. Pyroar was not the most expendable member. I should have sacked off the Virizion since it was there just to check the Mega Aerodactyl, since that was faster than the rest of my team. But now I end up sacking off my Pyroar right here. Definitely another questionable choice, but we're still definitely not out of this. We still have our win condition, which is Kyurem in the back. And this Azumarill is definitely very weak. So assuming Jirachi's not like some Spit F set, our Kyurem can definitely come through. But I decided to go out here into my Manaphy and see if I can try to 1v1 this. I know we take a player off unless he crits me, which is definitely very nice. I can go ahead and weaken this guy with Dazzling Gleams right here. Go ahead and get a bit of damage off. He's just going to go right here for the player off and bring me super low. Plus, it's essentially like a +3 Huge Power player off because he is Sap Sipper. So I get lefties. I guess he didn't really bank on Aqua Jet killing right here, so he's going to go ahead and click the player off again, I'm assuming, as I go right here for the Dazzling Gleam. And that's Earth Power range, which is all I really wanted. So unfortunately, Manaphy is going to go down right here too. It just sucks because I could have prevented this Azumarill from doing so much work had I just been smarter with my Virizion locking into a Leaf Blade. But I can go out here into my Kyurem. He's going to, I guess, bank on my choke and not hope that I'd go for a move that doesn't knock him out. I'm obviously clicking Earth Power here to pick him off, and that's great. And Kyurem can definitely still have a ton of winning potential in this match. I believe we are tied at 3-3 right now, which is definitely very nice. He's going to go right here into the Jirachi, and I can't knock this thing out even if it's offensive, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out here into my Virizion, and he's going to go right here for the Iron Head, and I'm pretty sure this is a roll right here. He's going to go ahead and do, I believe it's exactly 50%. I didn't really check after, but he's going to go ahead and bring me pretty low into the yellow, so he definitely has killing potential, but he's going to switch out. Had I doubled into Kyurem, that definitely would have been great. And let me go ahead and explain this scenario right here. So back there when I had Kyurem in against that Jirachi, had I stayed in and taken the Iron Head and gotten my substitute up, I would have gotten my Slackberry and instantly won the game, because the way it would have worked was, say we didn't get flinched, I got the substitute up, because Iron Head did not do 76%, so I got the substitute up, I Earth Power the Jirachi twice, I Ice Beam this, and I Ice Beam Nidoking, and that is the game. So I definitely could have banked on that, but I really did not want to go off the odds that were not in my favor, so I decided to try to play off his choke, as unfortunately he did decide to switch out right here. So kind of wish I just went off the Iron Head and hope I didn't get flinched right there, because that would have instantly won me the match. But I'm going to go right here for the close combat, as unfortunately he switched out the Jirachi, so I don't get the damage that I need off on the Jirachi for my Kyurem just yet. And I'm sure he has superpower right here, so I unfortunately cannot risk switching out into my Kyurem, because while it won't kill me, it'll put me in range of my Slackberry, and then I won't be able to substitute. So he's gonna go. I'm gonna go right here for another close combat, but get a bit more damage off. I guess that's nice in case he's Assault Vest, just because I really need Ice Beam to kill, as he's going to go ahead and knock me out right here with superpower. I obviously go down because of my defense drops, and superpower is gonna come off and knock me out. And it's all up to Kyurem right now. I definitely need to either hope superpower is the only thing that he has to touch me, or he misses some other moves. So if all he has to hit me with his superpower, I win this game right here, because I get up my substitute after all the attack drops from superpower. I get my Slackberry, and then I Earth Power Jirachi twice. A grassy terrain will not be up, and I win the game. So I go right here for the substitute. He's gonna go right here for the superpower, and I'm like, great, I win this game now, because he's eventually gonna have too many attack drops to be able to break my substitute with superpowers. So I'm feeling really good about the position I'm in. I'm even getting grassy terrain recovery on top of that, so if he somehow has like max attack adamant, I do have an extra turn to get up another substitute, since the grassy terrain is definitely working out for me right now. So I go ahead and substitute again right here, as I believe right here he busts out the Rock Slide, and at this point I know I need to bank on the Rock Slide miss, because even though he's at -2 attack, Rock Slide's still going to be breaking my substitute. And I really need him to miss a Rock Slide, which I definitely don't deserve a Rock Slide miss. I hit all 3 of my Stone Edges at the beginning of the game, so he's gonna go ahead and we're gonna get more grassy terrain recovery right here. Gonna go ahead and obviously click substitute again, because even if I don't get the Rock Slide miss, I definitely need that Slackberry in order to potentially have the chance to crit or freeze the Jirachi when it comes back out. So he's gonna go ahead and Rock Slide again, unfortunately hit. All I need is one Rock Slide flinch and I win. I mean miss, and I win. So I get more recovery right here, and I believe this is the turn that the grassy terrain is going to go down. So this is my last opportunity. I get up my last substitute right here, and I really need him to miss the Rock Slide. And if he does, I instantly win the game, because we get our Slackberry right here, meaning we completely outspeed the Jirachi, and that's definitely going to put me in a very strong position. So he's going to go for the Rock Slide and hit it, and pretty much now all I can bank on is either Earth Power critting the Jirachi or Ice Beam freezing it, and hoping he does not thaw out. So he's actually going to get a crit right there. I'm not sure whether the Rock Slides were a roll on my substitute or not. I'm sure they weren't, but now I'm forced to go right here for the Ice Beam. It sucks that I couldn't bank on a Rock Slide miss right there. He hit all of them, but I'm going to go ahead and knock out Tapu Bulu. He's obviously going to go into the Jirachi right here. He has no reason to go out into Nidoking unless he is Sash, so out comes Jirachi right here. And right here, my best play is to go for Ice Beam, because while Earth Power can crit, that chance of Ice Beam freezing and him not thawing out is a greater possibility, and Ice Beam would put him in range of Earth Power. So he's going to go right here for the Iron Head and knock me out. So definitely a very great game, definitely better than my week number 1. I believe we only lost 2-0 right there. Still not where I want to be, though. I really want to try to pick up a win. And that was definitely a very well-played game on both sides, I would say. Definitely the big misplay for me is locking into Leaf Blade with my Virizion when Sapsip or Azumarill was definitely a thing. Definitely a very questionable choice right there. Still really wish I kind of banked off that Iron Head flinch chance, because had he not flinched me and I got up that substitute, I would have instantly won, because I Earth Powered Jirachi twice. Ice Beam the last 2 months, and I would have been good to go. But it is what it is. He's going to be pick up his first win of the season. I believe he lost week number 1, so congratulations to Turbo right there. I believe next week we face Danza, coach of the Los Angeles Nidoking, so definitely going to try to pick up a win right there. He's, I believe, the first Draft League champion, so that's going to be very exciting. And yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. If you do want to follow the Leaf Storms throughout the rest of the season, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, there's nothing much else to say. We'll try to bounce back next week. Later.